Hey everybody, it's SeKo Starcraft. Strap yourselves in. This is the longest replay I think I've ever looked at. Last game. So I don't know. I picked this up off of some replay site, and it was a really long one. So I decided I'd give it a try. It's Avilo, so of course you know it's going to be a longer game. Either that or an amazingly short one. The slow and true meching Terran player up on a fuller player map. Yeah, you know it's going to be a long one. So, I'm just speeding it up at the beginning because, mind games. More like bad play. That's mind games. Enough chat, it's time for game. I'm having myself a little bit of a gin and hypnotic. Equal parts over ice. If you guys want a drink that is just luxurious. By luxurious, I mean it'll get you crunk. And taste good for people like me who just really like the taste of alcohol. Go for it. I like a Hendrix or a Bombay gin. It gives a little bit of flavor to your alcohol. I know a lot of people like their vodkas or their rums, their sweet drinks and everything else like that. I like a nice, dance party. Pants off dance party. And so I like a drink that's got a little bit of crispness to it. So I do like me some gin and hypnotic, just on some ice. And it's kind of the classic game. If somebody ever wants to woo me, I'm surprised he's bringing the Reaper home to deal with that. The Reaper will not be able to take that building down in time. But it will be able to obviously kill the drone when it pops out. But I don't think he's going to worry about it, no. I do see some Lings scouring the map right now. And yes, I know I'm still on fast forward mode. It's because you have no idea. You just don't know how long this game really is. 2 Reapers now killing off that extractor. I guess it's very important to him. As a meching player, I'm sure that's the case. But he didn't take it right away. Actually goes to the 3rd CC. More mind games. But it looks like an Overlord's going to sneak around anyways and check out what's going on. Back on the Zerg player's side. He is going to get down this base over here pretty soon. But this SCV has been doing his work. It looks like Avilo really wants to use these to scout more than anything. But it does mean he's going to lose one. Without getting any workers, it's going to be a bit of a loss. There's not really that much to scout, I suppose, at this stage of the game. Unless he's looking for a Roach Warren. Creep spread already moving along from Patton. Just the smart thing to do. This SCV probably could go home and start working. And this Reaper could take care of that, but whatever. Units-wise, Zerg player's up by a lot of workers like you expect him to be. And if I'm talking fast, it's because Gin and Hypnotic is great. Yes. I'm prepping myself because I believe there's a point in this game that just goes on and on and on. So I just want to make sure that I'm prepared for that. Triple command center out of Avilo. You do really want to be able to get up to that. Cute little bugger. You do really want to get up to that, 5th and 6th gas pretty quickly if you're going to be going mech. And I have no reason to believe that he's not going to. Particularly 2 factories and an armory. That'd be funny. We're starting to see more players mix in the 2nd factory, obviously, to be able to get out even more Widow Mines. I think if you're going bio, the Widow Mine style is the only really super effective style that you can use. Only one watch on this map. This map's not going to say that it's boring because it's super wide open and yeah, it's great for expansions. Is that Minsk? No, it's a Zergling. Cool. I'm not going to say that it's boring or anything like that, but it's a little bit... It's not crazy enough for my playstyle. I think I vetoed all the 4-player maps from my map pool anyways, just because, yeah, that's me. Does get down that Spore, just a defensive Spore. He doesn't know about Banshees or anything like that, but he wants to be safe. Really optimizing his real estate in here. Can put a nice couch on this side, put the TV over here, fridge up here, and you got yourself a beautiful living space. Hellions are on the map. So much creep that I'm sure that Avilo's not really going to be able to get that close. And I think this is very important for Zerg players, and it's something that I'm bad at because I'm not good at Zerg, that good at Zerg. I've actually been winning some of my Zerg lately. But when it comes to creep spread, it's so important against every race except fellow Zerg players. And having all those extra queens out is something that I'd encourage all kinds of amateur players to do. I like having almost to the extent of 1 extra queen per hatch. So if you're at like 3 bases, interesting. If you have 3 bases, get out 6 queens. 8 bases, 8 queens might be a little much, but having 3 or 4 queens to move creep, you'll be surprised how fast you can launch it. Lots of spores just like kicking around. Hope he started his other factories. No, he didn't, so I guess he's gonna have to make another barracks. A little bit of a mistake there, I feel. Maybe he didn't expect it to get shot down so fast. Zergling's on patrol. I think this is really a smart move to do. I'm surprised there's not one on the top end. Very easy to sneak command centers if you are a Terran player. Zergling's on the map. None of these players, I'm going to speed it up again, look like they have too much interest in fighting each other at this point. Hellbat at the watchtower. And I think you can only get in through that little spacer. You can't go over top of these ducts. So, yeah, I don't think the Zergling's going to find it very cost effective to try and pull that guy off of there. No, why? No, why? We just got really cool. Avilo sees it in time. Can't get a full surround, though. We got Ann Roach out. Will he get himself one worker? Not super effective. This is very interesting, because it looks like his infestation pit just finished up. I figured he'd use this to siege up his opponent. The roaches really aren't going to be able to bust through this too easily, I don't think. We'll find out. I just love that sound. I think players should just create Nidus Swarms in random places on the map just to screw up their opponents, put the fear in them. Good defensive setup here. No breaking that. There was some poop spread there, so it'll be a second before that other command center get down. In the meantime, 4th base on the way for the Zerg player. So he's in a pretty good spot. I think that there's been almost maybe a little bit too much investment by the Zerg player into just tech and defense, where Avilo has not shown really any aggression. Probably could be a bit further ahead at this point. That's 64 workers. Well, you should want to get out maybe another 10, 15 at a minimum to be able to support that. But the beauty of the swarmhost play is that, yeah, you don't have to worry as much about economy. It's more about cost effectiveness. This Nidus Worm still chilling it. Looks like they'll be coming over here pretty quick. These guys have not joined the party yet, though. Dance off, pants off. Uh-oh. Come on, computer. You guys still good? I know you're still good because I believe in you and I love you. Yay, we're back. Alright, that turned out alright. So, I just have this weird thing with my computer where sometimes the screen freezes, but I can still hear the audio, so the game is happening, but I have just to alt-tab out and come back. For some reason, that works. You see Patton getting every upgrade he can, building a little bit of stack defense. I don't think he has to worry about this at this stage, and this is him, I think, being a little bit too overly prepared. Only one Broodlord out here, that's funny. Yeah, this Terran army is just going to crush through this. So he's just going to retreat, which is the smart thing to do. I think the Zerg player would probably be up even more in economy and position if he just committed to getting out, those 80 workers right away, then moved into some defense, then moved into his offense. I know it is important to have some of these out because there's these good timings around 160 plus supply or so for Terran where they can just essentially march through weaker armies. Which may be what Avilo does, but I don't think he's going to be in any rush to move anywhere until he maxes out. Just his style. That's an interesting place to put it, where it's right where he needs to expand at some point. Kind of strange. I guess that wall was not tight. Splash damage does not quite take out any workers. Swarmhost are spitting out them locusts, but there's no creep over here yet. Creep spread has been okay from our Zerg player. I'm glad that he's kept up with that. It's going to be very important for him later on. He's covering all of his bases. Speeding it up again. Nobody's doing anything just yet. More bases. Yay, more bases. More stack defense. Yay, more stack defense. Mech is at +2 attack and +3 on the way. It'll be alright. Terran player is already eyeing up his next expansions. Roaches do a good job of cleaning up most things that are small. And even more command centers. Slightly vulnerable over here, but it doesn't look like the Zerg player is going to be able to capitalize anytime soon. Big pile of corruptors. I guess he knows Avilo better than Avilo knows Avilo. I like this kind of smattering of swarmhosts. It's not a ton, but it's only where all the supply of the Zerg player is right now. Let's go look at the units. Still got a lot of supply tied up in roaches. 13 there, 14 corruptors when there's almost no real air army yet. Oh, broodlords, that's why. Production tab. Hopefully he's building more, because he doesn't have much anti-air then. He doesn't even have that many queens at the front. And the creep isn't quite as far as I think it should be at this point if he really wants to use those swarm hosts. Sorry, broodlords. You gotta be able to micro your roaches. Hellbats do actually fight roaches alright because of the splash. This base cannot join the party over here. After the party is the after party. Zerg player's starting to bank up a ton. Avilo's about to max, so he's going to start banking as well and getting out ravens. Tons of missile turrets. He knows the deal. And one planetary over here. Kind of cute. Starting to build up all them scans. Threw away his roaches, which I think is important. He needs to get rid of those at some point. Slow back down again. Looks like there's some potential of action here. Good Viking fleet out here, and is well upgraded versus our Zerg player that's got no upgrades on his air. If there were some spores out here, I'd give him a little bit more of a chance. But because there isn't anything, I think this is actually, if these broodlords weren't a smart move from our Zerg player, they will just essentially get wiped out. Yeah. Kaboom. You pretty much lost all of those and did no damage. If you're going up against a meching player, the only time you can really get away with broodlords is if you're using them to like harass, which sounds funny, or if you're going to actually be using them when you've already got air dominance. More broodlords on the way. Very interesting. Like, I don't quite understand the mathematics behind that. Once again, if you got this position as a Zerg player, take like a whole mineral line and build spores and spines all along the front. They'll slow down any pushes, keep your stuff alive, beat back the ravens. The hardest thing to deal with a lot of the times as a Zerg player is keeping the ravens at bay. And you see these ravens just pulling up tons of energy for their seeker missiles. This base is going to go down, but whatever. Point defense drone's going to keep everything safe. And the infestors are in, which they are important. You do need... Oh man, they're about to die. Wow, 3 of them go down with like nothing. I like the idea if you wanted to use those to catch the Viking fleet. But yeah, not quite. Repairs that guy up to full health, no problem. More locusts coming through. This guy's actually kind of in attack range. Just slightly. So we gotta see what the Zerg player is gonna do now. He's investing more into his infestors. Avilo is maxing pretty quick here, 3 ravens at a time. That's just his style. It's important. You don't really want too many tanks against the outside, because then you can sneak up and snipe them sometimes. That's an unfortunate time to make an Nidus Worm. I mean, Corruptors are good, but they're not that good. They can't really outrange Vikings. It takes so long to upgrade. And if you get hit by some Seekers, you're just sad. Tank's doing a pretty good job. Terran player's moving along. You know, Avilo is making his way across the map. Broodlords, once again, not in favor of. Particularly with the amount of point defense drones here. You might just be able to fight. Ooh, nice fungals. A lot of wasted fungals though. He stacked those up and they didn't really get that much damage off. That's all that's left of that infestor. Got his tusks blown off. Small hit squads from the Terran player, I think that's kind of cool actually. 1 Raven. I mean, the Zerg army is completely immobile. When you get out this mix of Corruptor Broodlord, you can't really do that much. And if he loses all these, that was very expensive. Particularly when he's got, you know, all of these guys here to just be able to clean that up. Really nice move by Avilo there. I thought that was really clever. We have the Ultras on the way. Get a little bit of a ground army set up. Looks like he's focusing down the hatchery. Gotta hit something, right? Oh, wow. So many infestors going down. That's so expensive. I mean, you think that it's not really that big a deal because the Zerg player's got that much bank, but at some point, areas of the map are going to run dry, and I'd like to see the Zerg player start mining out these bases. Like, just take everything out of your natural mineral line or something like that and mine out these corner bases, because that's where the Terran's eventually going to go. The Zerg player could have probably mined the hell out of this base if he actually went at it very early on. If you know your player is going mech and doing this, just start expanding everywhere and start mining out the maps that they're going to go to. I do it all the time. That makes sure that when it gets that super late game, the Terran player doesn't have that gas, importantly, to fall back on. We have them there, planetaries up in a good spot. Broodlords trying to make some moves. One roach over here is just going to try and block things off, I assume. These locusts are actually getting in a little bit of work over on this side. Corruptors might actually be able to get down. I guess they're not going to worry about it. The thing that I like doing as a Zerg player against these big tank lines, this isn't necessarily the best opportunity because of the planetaries, is investing a bit into Zerglings. They can get right on top of the tanks and cause them to splash damage each other. This base has to lift. He might actually get focused down this time. Yeah, it looks like he will commit to that. Try to clean up a few of these command centers. No, maybe not. That's so many command centers. It's alright. We'll see if he gets into position and planetaries them all up. Nice barrack wall off here. Lots of hit points. More ultras on the way. More infestors. It's a 2x speed, so I'm going to try and talk at 2x rate. Good little spot up there on the high ground. Barracks now. I guess it's part of the wall off. I was wondering if he's maybe going to go into ghosts. That'd be sick. That does not appear to be the case. We'll get that planetary down without too much of a fight. Whoa! Vipers, get aft. Another base gets taken down over on this side by these Hellbat hit squads. More infestors in play, more Vipers coming out. The Terran player really hasn't been able to get up much of a bank yet, but his really good units, look at this fleet. Oh, you can't even see it all when I zoom in like that. Banshees are kind of cool. This is also a very mobile force, and he's going to build more stack defense. Just take care of that. This base is going to get up and running just fine. You got to get that gas. Get that ass. More like it. Am I right, fellas? Lots of scans everywhere. And now it's kind of just a weird spot. Like, what do you do, most importantly as a Zerg player, to try and get through this? For me, it's more about you've just got to start mining out the map and attacking in areas that he's not really expecting it. Like the north here. You can come in with some ultras and smash down this area a bit. There's one tank in a planetary defending it. When he's out of position, send your broodlords, or sorry, your swarmhosts down here. So his army's out of position. This army needs to stick together, particularly the air army. So try to attack on different fronts. Tank hit squad gets cleaned up. Looks like we've got maybe Patton following my advice. I don't really know. I think Avilo's plan is just to piss people off and get them to, like, just... Whoa. I think that was the rest of his swarm hosts. How many does he have now? He's got one, so yeah, he just lost all of his swarm hosts. Instead, he's making more workers. Why not, I say? I do like the auto turret pushes. Those be fun. Did he get the auto turret upgrade? Where's Starport? Yes, he did. Of course he did. It'd be foolish not to. So the Terran player is going to be able to take control of this area. There's so little you can do about this box of air units from the Terran player when you're playing a Zerg. It's just, yeah, there's not really anything they can just walk into that and do damage. More swarm hosts on the way. Swarm hosts, yes. This area will be very costly to break with the tanks and the planetaries. We'll see if that's what he wants to do. Maybe he'll throw in a bunch of infested Terrans, or pull the tanks. Don't mind that idea at all. Terran player is not, well, he's not that far away. I don't know what he's waiting for to try and engage this. He's got to be very careful about the infestors. This ball will clump up very easily. This is a pretty good break from the Zerg player. Yes. So that was a worthwhile amount of damage there. We're all on the north side. He's getting Raven tank pushed. Alright, follow the mini-map like me and we'll see what's going on. Oh wow, not great reaction time there. Long distance mining this base up here. Locusts actually managed to buy a good little window of opening for the Ultras to just come in and smash that. Now the Broodlords in position, Swarmhosts in position. Where are the upgrades at? These guys, 3-1. They have +2s on the way. Flyer Carapace. Yeah, you gotta keep working on them flyer upgrades. Well, guess denies 210 minerals. We'll see if this lives long enough to kill that hatchery up there. Tanks actually aren't all sieged up right at the moment now. It's kind of strange. This base still is not mining. Avilo focusing a lot on trying to take out some of these proximity bases from the Zerg player. Snipe some of them. Nice push down on this side. Pretty big fungal and blighting clouds. This is where we finally have all the spores in position. He's actually getting a lot of damage in. He's using all of his secret missiles, but it's going to hit a lot of his own units. Oh man, he killed most of the Ultras. But all of his tanks went down. That was crazy. Look at the supplies. 156, 125. Zerg player's got a bank though. Look at Avilo. He's got no money. Most of the Raven energy is gone. Nothing down here to the south to defend. This is where I'd like to see maybe the infestors or just some Zerglings, right? They're cheap. You've got the minerals. Does he not have the larva right now? Why is he not spending his money? He's got... How much larva was that? 24. He's not spending his money on any of these things. I don't know. Build another 10 swarm hosts. There's 6 at least. Start hitting some of these areas. Cost him money. He doesn't know how much Avilo is on the ropes right now. But you've got to understand that at this point, you've got to start doing more damage, being as cost effective as possible. Ultra's trying to patrol, to trying to grab any of these here auto turrets that might be going down. All the PDDs are going to be running out. They regenerate mana so fast. I didn't realize that. I mean, I knew they were good. Don't get me wrong. I knew they were good. But regenerating energy? Come on. Come on. Just doing little bits of damage here and there. That's what really matters. Avilo's maxed out again. I think Patton was taking his time figuring out what he wanted to go for next. Surprised he hasn't just burrowed some Zerglings around. Just do something to make this agitating. Nice little Hellion run by. It's not going to bother the Zerg player too much. He will have to replenish some of those workers. And I mean, he's got enough hatcheries so he doesn't need macro hatches, I suppose. But he's just, for some reason, not maxing out that fast. And I'm not too sure what he's waiting for exactly. As I'd said before, there are these nice little angles of attack that he can take advantage of. If he went after this with 20 Zerglings, destroyed, like gone. And that wouldn't cost him that much when he's got so many minerals sitting around, right? Happily for him, he's got all of these spores and corruptors over here, so his swarmhosts are protected. This base, once again, he's got to know is still open. He's got to come down here with something. That's why I'm kind of surprised. One, move more creep. Two, use some cost-effective mineral-based units, such as Zerglings, to break it, because you know your gas is going to run out at some point. Nice pull. Gets himself one Thor. Two Thors. Really nice grabs there. Very expensive right now for Avilo to replace, particularly on gas. He's got lots of minerals, right? He's been able to do mule dumps on these bases, but not anything else. Still, and this is the problem with swarm hosting players, even myself. For some reason, it's very difficult to max out again. Maybe you just don't know what you want to make. But that's when I think Zerglings, keep talking about Zerglings, I think that's when Zerglings are going to play a part. Here comes the Raven push. He's not seeing it. Splits. Loses a lot of them. These are the best PDDs. You know, whatever. More Infestors on the way. This base, like these little things, they're completely undefended. One tank. This is most of Avilo's economy. Yeah, he's kind of got this base down here, but it's these two bases that are everything. And the Zerg player has every opportunity to go deny them. I'm surprised he just hasn't started dropping creep tumors and putting spines down if he's not going to take them himself. That's where the fungal is needed. So close. Just going pop. Does he get out of range? Just sneaks out of there. Very smart. Glad he's paying attention to that. Keep your expensive units at the back. The locusts will move forward easily enough. Looks like Avilo really wants to try to break this. He's got to be very careful here. At this point, if he can grab Thors and Ravens, they're very gas expensive units, he'll be doing great. Maybe with some blinding clouds. Just so many PDDs, he's not getting on top of any of the units with his attacks. Somebody's honking like a mofo outside. Once again, he's actually taking the gas up here and putting a planetary down. He's so confident. Just very tunnel visioned right now out of Patton. And he lost his grip on this area of the map too. This is the turn. If he can get down here and take these bases, man, he's going to be in great position. More locusts coming in. They're actually sniping a few units here. I mean, that's great. The Terran's doing what it really needs to, which is opening up new expansion avenues. Creep is on the way now. That's good. Looks like finally Terran is going to be able to maybe pick this off. It's going to be close. These mules aren't going to run out of money fast enough. Two tanks over here. It'd be better to use the ultras on those two tanks. But what can you do? And he loses both of his ultras up here. Avilo's really coming back into this here. Yeah, the swarmhosts are tough. But if you look at these Zerg players, his gas bank is decimated. You got some idle workers here. 1,500 gas still in this one. Be nice to pick up. Another base mining. He knows this base is a planetary. Random missile turrets going down. I mean, as a Zerg player with all this money, you should be sitting there just shaking your head. You should be able to do more about this. Avilo is starting to really get himself into a good position to the south. We'll take out the Nidus Worm here. If he can get these 3 bases, he'll probably be able to take this game. He's gone half the map and he's traded very cost effectively. Look at losses here. Losses for the Zerg player are up. So yeah, if Avilo can take the bottom left side of the map, I think he's going to be in a good position. Swarmhost getting a little close. Finally, I guess he understands that there's a big opening over here to do some damage. Completely moving his operations of attack here. Attack the tank, there's just one. That sensor tower is a bit of a biatch too. A Zerg player needs these maps. Like take the base, spore it up, spine it up, just anything you can to make it really, really expensive to fight. Random Hellbats. I'm not too sure exactly what they're going after here. I mean, this base is really quite mined out. They're on a bit of a rally position here, so yeah, they're going to get fairly beat up. Zerg player doing some pretty good assaulting here to this right-hand side of the map. Terran player, however, he's got himself some fresh bases. Well, this one's not super fresh. Funky fresh rhymes. This could be a really good attack angle here. Avilo does see it, he's going to save the units at least. But his creep spread's all gone, so his locusts aren't getting close enough to actually get damage in before they disappear. PDDs go down. At this point, just as another tip out there for lower league players, take all those locusts and just run them behind the army. The splash damage of the tanks obviously isn't going to get deflected by PDDs. So if you can run the locusts into the rest of the army will actually partially kill itself. Looks like something was going on up here. Regardless, like I said, Avilo's in a good spot at this point. Gas, still a bit of a problem. He is mining gas, 2 in that gas. But he's doing the best he can with what he's got. Almost at the hour-minute mark. Oh man. Why not? Let's see, there's so much mail rules for Avilo as well. Like, get down tons of missile turrets. The only thing that's coming into this part of the base is air. Right? Just shut that down. The other thing is, once the PDD tank line is set up, like, you're not going to break it. Move positions, come over here, start attacking this way. You know, move positions, come over here, attack this way. Find new angles, because you're obviously not going to be able to break through that point. Long distance mule mining. This is a big score for Avilo down here at these bases, though. Particularly to get this gas. Lots of gas. There's a whiff on that one swing there by the Ultra. That was funny. Looks like he is finally going to start going at a different angle here. Look how fast those locusts do damage too. And that's the beauty of changing tactics and changing direction. You can get so much damage in with these guys. Yeah, pick up, move away, go somewhere else. It's not a mobile army, but neither is the Terran's Mech. Taking out that sensor tower would probably be alright as well. This would be a good angle for some of those ultras to come in. Smack this around a bit. Or Zerglings. Who knows, right? Well, he snags 2 of those guys and doesn't kill them. I find that so funny when Zerg players steal Ravens. Oh, one gets off. Steal Ravens or air units and can't kill them. So silly. This base is still fairly much up to grabs. Lots of resources. Oh, 0 gas actually. Good job by the Zerg player to at least mine the gas out of this before he lost it. Up on this side, still a good chunk of gas over here. Creep is going to deny his opportunities though. And that's a weird rally spot right there. I don't know what that helps him with. Alright, let's see if we start just chilling out for a while again here. Oh, we have the Terran players going to start doing a bit of a push. Ooh, don't lose the infestor. Just can't afford that gas. I think that guy got dropped to repair. Either that or it was a mistake. He hasn't won the game yet. No bad rallies. Too expensive. Oh, great fungal opportunity. Look at that one hero held that out front with all the PDDs at his back. That's what death looks like. Like a big red blob of locusts that would just kill you if there wasn't like 8 PDDs covering your ass. Gets the blinding clouds down, but... Oh wow, he's dropping shit. He's Baneling dropping tanks? That's your answer? You might as well drop Zerglings. At least there would have been more of them. Where are they going? Oh, good hits. Very great last minute pull there. That took a lot of energy out of those Ravens to do that. I still think that the Avilo is in a bit of a lead right now, just because he's got that bottom left side of the map open. Interestingly enough, the Locusts split the Swarmhosts for Patton there. That was really funny, actually. Interesting push out of Avilo here. He wants to get the high ground and get the siege up. Throws down the blinding clouds. We'll see if that helps. I don't know how many PDDs are left in this army here. One ultra gets right on top. No! This is very, very expensive for Avilo to lose this stuff here. I don't know what these Vipers are hoping to accomplish. This is a very funky, fresh base up here as well. The Zerg player loses that corner of the base, of the map, I'm sorry, he's going to be in a tough spot. Well, he got an Raven. Isn't that the beauty? You can still cast those things out of there. Three more Thors on the way, some tanks, more Ravens. Super gassy, gas. Swarmhosts are not close enough to deal with that. I'd like to see him do some more attacks and some more angles, but it looks like he really wants to clean this up. This is going to take balls forever if he wants to. I thought he was going to slow medevac these guys out of here. Of course, killing this army is going to be awesome. He does load up one Thor. And we'll die. Random auto turret corruptor fight. This game might actually involve the whole map mining out. And I'm gonna get way too drunk off of that. This drink is supposed to last me a long time. Nice little snipe there from Patton. He's down in supply. Still got a good gas bank, and he is retaking these bases. Auto turret's not in range. Good swath of army coming up the middle. Well, Terran player's still sitting good. He hasn't even really touched the minerals on this side. Just dropping the mules over there. Is this door stuck? No, he's on patrol in this area. That's kind of funny. Terran army kind of moving like a ball right now. And Avilo's maxed out again. Not sure what his next plan is, but I think it's got to be pushing to the top right once again. Just to try to get towards that minerals and that economy. Swarmhosts are not launching any locusts right now. That's probably the most useless unit in the game, is a swarmhost that's not burrowed. I don't know why he's running away with the locust for a second. That was kind of cute. Northern bases did get set up. Wouldn't mind a few more stacked defenses because he knows those are going to be hot points of contention over the next little bit. Avilo does have the middle of the map not that far away from the Zerg player. But it's going to be... Oh, he's going to try to jump in. Is he going to get the infestors? Oh, he is. Patton is not paying attention. Loses 3 of them in that attack. Use a little bit more than Vipers, maybe pull in. That one Ultra is going to die horribly. Man, that thing got smoked. Keep stopping this replay and breaking it into chunks just to make sure it's recording. This game goes a long time, but it's still full of action. It's not like nobody's doing nothing here. Stuff is actually happening. Blinding clouds are so useless when you've got how many PDDs is this? There's 1.5 tables of PDDs. Give me a break. Go somewhere else and fight. Not getting through. I don't care if it's too fast for you guys. I'm speeding this up. This is, I'm gonna run out of drink here soon. It's not acceptable. Ultra chasing around some aliens. That's cute, right? Yeah, they do go down. Some stack defense over here. Both players, like, I mean, are pretty happy economy. Avilo was pretty close to being out of it at some points in this game, but still in it somehow. These PDDs, some of them are like full energy. They're not even getting touched. I do like that the drones were on an attack path to get those. And there's no detection over here. I'm sure you could afford an overseer or two. Changelings. Making a run for it. At least he's mining out his gas, so if he does lose his bases, the big value part of it will be preserved. Looks like he was doing a little bit of run on top play here with some of his locusts, and it is getting some kills. Oh wow, bad splash damage from those Seekers. Got a lot of those Corruptors. Let's look at the loss tab for a second here. Pretty even still in the grand scheme of things. Well, he finally wants to try some Zerglings, but he'd need a lot more than that. Because if he could get some Zerglings on top of the production, who knows, right? And do a little bit of damage, take a starport, an add-on or two. I've actually won a few. Oh, nice grab on some of them there, Ravens. One gets off and gets smoked. That Raven. Did these things not die? Okay, good. That was a little too crazy for me. He's running the Locust on top of the army here. He's trying to get in the damage he can. He actually managed to grab a few units out of that. Thor's getting a little ahead of themselves. Gotta be careful. There's so much death. Look at this, like perma-blood. There's so much killing going on here. Zerg player will back up and regroup. Probably smart. Does not want to risk losing that. I wonder if even making like, I know it sounds stupid, like 10 mutas come down here and just start cleaning some stuff up. I do like the mule bombing. Very clever. Surprisingly, it's minerals now that Avilo starved out of. He is maxed, but he does not have that mineral bank. And when he's got to keep repairing these units, it keeps getting tougher. Actually gets himself 3 tanks there. Not bad. It's tidy. Lost himself some Vipers, but it was tidy. He's got a few more kicking around in the back. Do what damage he can. 4 more tanks on the way though. Quickly replaced here by Avilo. Still killing off more mules. Man, there's nothing really original to say. It's just Slaughterfest over here. Some minerals to take on this base. This base as well has actually got a good stack of minerals. I'm surprised Avilo during this doesn't send over just some Hellbats, cleaned out the creep and gone for this particular base. Lots of minerals there to take. Circular is pushed almost all the way back to his main. These games, oh man. Whoa, big fungal. He won't be able to follow it up though. This is such a weird slow. No, look at all the swarmhosts getting pulled. Oh, they're just gonna sneak out in time. The good thing they went this way, because if they had gone more into the main base, they would have been trapped. This way they can at least escape out the other side. Grabs a Thor. I mean, every little bit counts, I suppose. Probably better off moving the Locusts or the Swarmhosts over to that one side. This game is not ending. He knows about this base too. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't taken it. Nice move command over top of some of the tanks. Get that splash damage going. Smart move. Terran's getting into a really good position right now though. He's controlling a really nice choke point around these ramps. Causes a lot of units to bunch up. Takes care of Locusts a lot faster. Still more tanks on the way. Gas is starting to move down a little bit now for Avilo. He's gotten some minerals out of some of these bases. Good chunk of gas in here though. 2,000 gas still in those refineries. Help him out. Terran Blue is going to move in and do a bit of pressure on the side. I like this a lot. just as a bit of a distraction, right? Got these little tank hit squads. Surprisingly enough, locusts do some damage to it. I didn't realize Nidus Swarms had locusts inside of them. Why not? Oh, there's one swarmhost in here. That guy's in death row. Let's get some Zerglings out now. Again, he's got the money to spend. They're cheap. This guy could do some damage if he wanted to use it. Don't lose the hive. That's gonna suck. Surprised he's just kind of sacrificing that. Ravens coming in now. They're gonna get off some big hits. Doesn't get a lot of kills though, surprisingly, out of all that. He's got more queens here now. He's rebuilding a lair. And all of his tech that he's going to expect to lose. That one Ultra is still chilling over here. 13 kills. He's a Ravager. He's so pro. At this point, I've just got to finish this game out. There's just too much happening. Wow. 3 random swarmhosts to clean everything up. This Ultra's fired. So he grabbed all those ravens but didn't kill any of them. I still like to think that Avilo's in a better position right now. Doesn't have the gas, but he's, well, that's gonna suck. That's actually a lot of the gas income that he had. Well, I guess he's got these guys down here, doesn't he? Empty, empty. Whoa, no, that's all of his gas. That's the end of Avilo's gas if this goes down. He could come over and, oh, these are empty, right? Oh man, this is actually an important position for Avilo to keep. And I don't think Patton realizes it, of course. Oh, those infestors. Good fungal actually gets out of there with his life. That queen's gonna get smoldered though. Ravens, oh, big sacrifice. He lost so many ravens in that attack. It was so bad with his gas, he just can't afford that. Wow, that Ultra, is that the fired Ultra? I think that was Ravager, the Ultra that wouldn't fight. I'm gonna play some Smash Bros tonight. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I've actually got the lady having some fun with Smash Bros. And for any guy knows that if you get a girl to get into the games that you're into, you're awesome. I did play some Starcraft with her as well, but I think she's leaving that one to me just to have a bit of fun with. One gets off, but the other one manages to miss. I think Patton's actually getting into a better position here, just because he's got these other bases with some gas in it. Well, actually, not much either. This is gone. This is one of the few remaining gas bang ones. I'm surprised it just landed a command center over here or something. Couple of real good seeker missile hits there. Lots of Hellions just cruising around, doing whatever damage they can. Mud as well. He's got the minerals to blow, just not the gas. Same thing for the Zerg player. Oh, he's doing it finally. Great move. He finally did it. He used the Zerglings. Look at the carnage. The carnage. Invincible Hellbats. Maybe not anymore. That was a great attack from Patton there. Finally uses some Zerglings. Hydraless then, give me a break. You don't... Why would you get Hydras? You say, oh look Sean, look at all of his air armies. Hydras will be awesome. Yeah, you're gonna get mowed down by seeker missiles and tanks. Finally, lots of Hellions in here though for Avilo. Well, that's all he can really afford. He's gonna need these Hellions to deny any more of these big Zergling attacks. I'd like to see some just run into the main. Just run into the main. Cause some distraction. Hurt some feelings, you know. Needs this here gas. I'm surprised he hasn't pulled more SCVs to go into that. How many SCVs has he got? He's got 18. Where are all of his SCVs? Oh yeah, mining minerals right now over on that side. That makes sense. This base could be taken as well. People forgot about this one, I think. The big fights for this one because that's one with all the gas. Actually, just once again move commanding his locusts into the army, and it's doing pretty good. Long distance muling, that's what you gotta be. Great little auto turret attack. Not much gas in this base, so it's not as big of a deal. Whoa, big ultralisk sacrifice. Trying to do the transfuse play. It didn't work. 7 more ultras on the way. This is where the Zerg player can lose the game, is when they remax on these expensive gas units. Look how much that cut into his resources there. Yeah, I got some damage in and Avilo can't replace it. But oh man, that is a big risk. Some move command in there, managed to grab a few units. I think he's going to gear up for another big push here. More Vipers, surprisingly. Hasn't really gotten a ton of use out of those, and it's very hard to grab a Thor or a tank in all this mess. Auto turrets out front, going to try to restrict the access. Could run around from the other side, potentially. Finally going hardcore on that gas over there. Ooh, almost losing that one Ultralist. You gotta be careful. Locusts will pull all of your shit into each other. Velo's managed to max out again, and he's getting some gas. He did. Wow. That's a lot of command centers. 19, I guess it says on his hotkey there. 40? That is so... Oh, that's just his number 2 hotkey. He doesn't have that many altogether. He's got there 24. A good chunk of Ravens. He'll do good with that. Just do some damage. Come get some stuff. You got Zerglings. Use them. Yeah, with 19 command centers, I'm sure there's... Oh, you borrowed it next to the goddamn missile turret. Oh, he's gonna push. Slow it down. Patton's losing a ton of supply. Seeker missiles are happening. Gets almost all the tanks though. Okay, Avilo I think lost all of his ground army. He's making 4 more tanks now. If you hear noises, that's my dog sighing. Bank? Avilo usually lies about this, though. I think he's gonna say 5K. If he says anything at all. Now the Zerg player, more infestors, more vipers. See if that can work out for him or not here. Terran needs this. Oh, he's got some mining from the Zerg player long distance over here. Now we get to speed it up a lot because now I think is where the game just goes AFK. Well, at least he can make Hellions, right? He made lots and lots of Hellions. I think he tried to do a Hellion push on that and it got shut down. I'm gonna miss some action because I'm speeding it up now. This game is almost at 2 hours long. What have we done to deserve this? Slow death. I don't know exactly what they're talking about. I thought I saw Avilo say draw for a second, but I don't think the Zerg player needs to draw at all. He's got infinite locusts here. You flow building to bottom, bro. There's not much of a bottom down here. Avilo's trying to go for a draw, which I don't think will work. I mean, he's got a ton of Viking Raven, which I've seen draw games before. Wow. It's actually a good chunk of money over here still. Alright, now is when the game starts getting silly. So we're going to speed it up a lot. What he's got to do is shut down all the scans. Kill as many command centers as he can. Put his opponent in the dark a bit. Zergling's chilling, why not? So many point defense drones. How many Ravens is he at right now? 24? That's solid. Solid number. He did throw down. Oh, he long distance mile. He's gonna try to mine out the map before the Zerg player can. Smart. Gets a command center. It's a nice pick off. These bases down here. There's one planetary defending it. I think there was no more. This game's just keep going. I think there's no more gas really on the map. 100 gas. Yeah, gas is gone. The thrill is also gone. The thrill is gone. Is this sportsmanship? It's not. Patton does barely not want to go for a draw. Tell me when you want to draw. That's hilarious. That's an unbroken unilist. That's the way to play Patton. F these things and stuff. Once again, I think he has to kill off all these other command centers so there's less scans available. Right now, the Zerg player can see everything that's going on too well. Yeah, we're going super fast to this replay now. Now I'm just interested to see who wins this at the end, because it does not look like Patton wants to draw this out. Another thing, I think this is actually being streamed by Avilo. That's why he's saying these things. That's the point. I have to eliminate all your buildings. But that is StarCraft. You win by eliminating buildings, in case people tell you otherwise. He saves some of his command centers. This is where his corruptors need to come in and make sure they get these command centers. Are you ready? Yes, go. Oh, he's pausing again. Sometimes you do pause spamming just to fuck with people's minds. He's got to get these command centers, though. Where's all those corruptors? Is he really going to let them live? That'd blow my mind. What's the point of that? He doesn't have really any place to land them, sure, but... Oh, he's killing his own buildings so he can land his command centers better. Yeah, this is going to take a while. Alright. That's so much creep on the map. That is a lot of purple. I'm just going to be going at like maximum speed. This is where the Vipers become important. Even if you can grab Hellions, you'll be happy with that. I'm assuming that's most of his stack defense he has. He probably could grab some of these extra spores or spines kicking around the map if he's got any. I don't know if this is the way that I'd want to draw out of the game anyways. But it's Avilo. Does what he wants. I think this is where he's going to need some of them yoinks. Move command. It means you take friendly damage. Which, I mean, well, it's not like he's giving away a secret or something like that, but that's true. You can see buildings are getting beat up here the more he runs locusts forward. Don't lose the infestors, though. Lol. Lol. Look, factory dead. That's so funny. This is what it's like watching Avilo stream, by the way. Either he wins in like an hour or loses in like 2 or 3. Not the best locust rally points going on here. Guess that's why this replay goes on for so long. He's got a lot of minerals left, so it means he can actually repair a lot of these buildings that are that geyser's next. He can actually repair a lot of these gas-based units. Bam, cut the turrets. This is really, really funny, actually. "13 more overlords." I'm not too sure if I understand that or not. I'm sure he wants to use them to help tank damage to go in there and pull things away. He's got to start yoinking out some units. Lots of spore crawlers. Vipers are going to be very important at this stage. I'm just watching the supply for Avilo. Look, I'm pulling your stuff. That's so many PDDs. I actually killed another building there. Killed, I think that was a command center actually. Thing is, CC down. I see that medevac. 0% chance he kills me. That medevac, I think he was going to use it to hit with a bunch of seeker missiles and run into the army. Frustrated, he should be. I'm with you here, Patton. They're taking damage. I killed CSS. He's killing his style sheets. I didn't know this is what I was getting into with this replay here at all. Much as dying. Look how dumb this is. I agree. They're arguing with each other over who turtled more. That's how silly this has become. I often think I'm dumb to try to win. It's kind of fun when it gets to this this part of the game where it's just silliness. Patton's trying his best to be as, I think, happy as possible about this situation. But really, this is not too sure how this changes. If you see, Avilo's supply was 181 when this weirdness began, so he's actually lost a good chunk of things. Found more queens. That's so funny. You see this crazy Zerg micro on the side over here. There's not that many scans left as a Terran player, right? There's not much room to land CCs. It's not a draw as long as somebody's taking damage or somebody's mining. So you look at the command center, you see taking damage there. As long as that's happening, the game won't draw, which is very important. I've been in this situation only a couple of times where it's essentially a draw because you're just one. Oh no, he snagged a whole bunch of units there. Avilo lost a chunk to those queens. No worries, still have gas. That's a lie. More Vipers on the way. Lol. Super lies. Actually, he does have a Viper on the way. I guess it's only kind of a lie. One of those lies buried in truth. The best kind of lies. Yep, still taking damage. Game ain't done yet. This command center is going to go down pretty soon as well. Still some minerals for Avilo. I'm surprised he's happy with playing a game that's 3 hours long on his stream, right? That's got to be pretty annoying for a lot of viewers to go through and see like 3 or 4 games a night. Has anybody played like the multiplayer games against like the computers where it's like infinite zombies? It's kind of like this, where you just build enough stuff, but eventually the zombies get closer and closer, and you start taking small amounts of damage, until eventually you don't have a choice about losing out. And this, I think, is Avilo being bitter, because he knows he can't win unless the Zerg really screws up. And he also realizes that the Zerg player at this point is just continuing to build like unlimited stuff. Maybe this was for a tournament or something. This might have been go for SC2 or something like that, because oh, he did try to hit it. Nice try. That's a good thought. Cute. Revealed, yes. Lol. Where are your Vipers? You have no gas. I'm just reading the stuff right now. Can't shot you was going to say. Create infinite armor, bros. Yeah, that's the point of it. Commentary starts slowing down. It's just, at this point, it's just every unit he can kill is actually very, very important. Creep is already to the top of the ramp here. Now they're talking about balance. I think bio is very viable. That's why you don't see a lot of... I don't think you see as many turns going back against Zerg, particularly for this reason. Bio, I think, is more viable. Though Zerg has been playing a lot better. You see a lot more of their games at the pro level. You see a lot more elite Zerg players than elite Terran players right now. The dance is real. Dance them, queens. He hasn't killed anything from Avilo in a while here. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to sneak up. Does he have any Vipers left? He's got one. That's a bit of a risk to try to go in there with right now. Just one Viper. Oh, he's going for it. Slow down to regular speed. Transfuses. Ravens used all their energy just about. Look at all the point defense drones. Oh, transfuse. He hit his own Raven with a Seeker missile. That's it. He busted it. On the backs of a handful of Ultras and transfuse energy. Oh no, he's gonna prolong it even more. Oh god. What's left? All the Ravens are left in here. And all the Vikings are left in here. Now he's going to have to plant spores around everything. I swear he played out like this. But if I was better mechanically or something, maybe I could beat you another way. This really interesting, polite honesty here out of Patton. I think he played this game really well, actually. Spores are going for the full surround, full Monty. The energy is going to run out at some point here, I guess. This is strange. He's actually got to keep clicking these units so that they don't disappear. If it doesn't work, I'll show Vipers. If you can scan, I'd show you like I tried to earlier. Ready, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm not too sure what that means. So he does have... No, it's in range. Oh man. That was a ton of damage. Look how many units they're all red and yellow. He's still got a couple left there. Is that all of them he's got? 4. And that's in range of the fungal. He's gonna try to get in there again. Oh, he blew up a bunch of locusts, I suppose. We're just gonna highlight that army right now. Well, they don't kill buildings, apparently, for being a friggin' missile. Why not? You've got all these overlords. Did you get any? I don't think so. Keeping those units highlighted there. We'll see if any start getting more red. Nope. I think he's still got corruptors. Yes, he does. I don't know what that did. I didn't see any units get hit in any of that. Now we're getting silly. Just silly people. You got a bunch. It's so close. Look at the damage on all these units. They're so close to dead. Oh, there they go. Done. No units left. Lol, my finger gave out. Well, at least they're laughing about it at the end. What a weird ending to a weird game. I think that is the longest game that I have casted. Like, he still doesn't realize that there's no units in there. I think he's getting closer now. The Avilo's just bluffing. There's actually nothing that shoots anything inside of this army. Show the Ravens, I show Viper. At risk of losing it. Look, he's just bouncing around so he doesn't show off any of the units there. I think all he's got to do is send in an overlord and he'll know. Lies. Oh, he did run in with the overlords. My hand is empty. My fingers got tired. That is the end. David Kim, I love you. What a silly, stupid game. SeKo Starcraft. Thanks everybody for watching. Talk to you later.